I'm Nikki Black. I'm doing this thing. I'm trying to do this thing. I used to do softball when I was a kid. Did anybody do softball? You did sports. Yeah, you definitely did. We used to do these cheers in the dugout. And so I'm trying to adapt them for my adulthood to make me feel better about myself. So this one, when I say, and you know what I got, you gotta say, what do you got? Can you do that? Do it real quick. What do you got? Thank you. Hey, my name is Nikki, and you know what I got? What do you got? Crippling social anxiety disorder. Hi guys, my name is Nikki Black. I like to play this game with my dad on birthdays and holidays. It's called Oops, I'm Drunk at a Family Party. He never knows he's playing, but he always wins. Fuck that guy, am I right? Oh, family's good. Family's super fun. Thanksgiving's coming up. We're all going to be with our families. I'm from New Jersey. Hey, girl. So I have all these great memories of being a kid down the Jersey Shore. You know, like you're on the boardwalk, you're up on that ride, and you see your parents down, you're waving, and they're sitting so far apart on a bench that an actual happy family has moved in between them. It's cute. How old are you? Yeah, you look just like my 15-year-old sister. You're 36? No way, she does the same, she does the hair thing. We were going out to dinner with her a couple of nights ago, and my mom was like, okay, we're gonna go to Joe's Crab Shack. And my sister was like, Mom, I can't go out like this. And she changed from sweatpants into different sweatpants. She was like, these are my fancy sweatpants. And I was like, that's not a thing. And she was like, her friend was like, it's totally a thing. So I'm old, I'm over it. You guys, we were talking about slut shaming earlier. Who's dealt with that? Cat calling. You guys dealt with cat calling? Yeah. I never know what to say. You know, I don't know what to say. I want to be a strong woman. I think the best thing that I've found is like when a guy's like, hey, sexy, blah, blah, blah. If you turn around and you go, man, I feel like an object. Bam, bam. And you just embrace it. That works pretty well. It certainly makes people not interested in me. You guys, I do a feminist podcast with Rachel. It makes me really mad when people say that they don't know what feminism is because it's so simple. It's so simple. Feminism is just using a Muppet voice during sex to promote, you know, like your gender. That's all it is. So if you're getting it on and you're like, oh yeah, like my clit, that's feminism. That's all you have to do. We did this photo project. Am I ridiculous right now? I'm sorry. We did this photo project for our podcast. And it was, there were a bunch of girls doing this thing called Women Against Feminism, where they were posting pictures like, I don't need feminism because if I have feminism, how will I open jars? I don't know if you know this, but lesbians literally never eat out of jars. They never die. They can't move furniture, they're born in a cave. And they sex there and they die there, and that's how lesbians work. So we did a bunch of photos called #NeedThePatriarchy. So we post sarcastic reasons why we need the patriarchy. Like, I need the patriarchy because feminists keep breaking into my room at night and stealing all my bras for kindling. And that's just expensive. #Need the patriarchy. And it got popular. It got like 200 clicks on Facebook and 50 shares and tens of guys calling me a cunt on Twitter. That was good. This one guy was like, he was like, you antagonistic prude, you better shut your mouth. And I was like, I have never gotten that before. And he was like, I bet you love to give blowjobs. Total 180, but I was like, that's what I'm more used to. I was really popular in high school, but I had a really low self-esteem, so that's about where I fall. right in the blowjobs. I am a feminist. I'm a force to be reckoned with online. But in real life, if I'm like eating crabs with a guy, I'm like, oh, mister, my hands are so small. I don't know how I'm ever going to feed myself if you leave me all on my lonesome. I'm just going to starve. I'm dating this guy. I'm moving. Rachel actually put me on the show because I'm moving in a month. I'm going all the way out to Los Angeles. The last time I was there, I was visiting my boyfriend. I flew home, and boy, did I totally have a urinary tract infection. Because he was coming a lot more than I was peeing. That's what happens. But the whole time I was out there, my grandma kept calling me. She worries about me. She was like, don't make any commitments you're not ready for. And I was like, Grandma, I was drunk last night. I adopted like a ton of kids. Like Angelina Jolie amounts of children. I don't know what to do. You gotta get me out. My grandma cracks me up because she always tells me to be chaste. You know what I mean? Like, she's very classic grandma. But then when I ask her about her life, she's like, yeah, I was engaged to 3 guys at the same time. The first one gave me a ring, and I was like, well, I really want a ring. And the second guy, I was like, well, I feel bad. The third one I married, but it was... well, it's whatever. She makes me laugh. My grandma always says that when she dies, she wants to be buried in an upright coffin because she wants a drink in one hand and a cigarette in the other. And she always says, Nikki, don't you worry about me. The second I'm dead, I'm flying over the Taj Mahal. Don't think you got that. But she does think I'm a virgin still, which I do feel bad about. But one time at a party, she was like, I just feel like you should save yourself. And my aunt goes, ah, I think that horse left the stable a while ago. And I was like, you bitch, at least my horse got to run the track a few times for the sweet touch of another jockey before they took it out back and shot it. My grandma was funny. Did you ever play that game, where you tried to pinpoint all the times your family could have made you racist when you were growing up? It's a fun game. My grandma, when I was a kid, she always used to tell me that if I fucked up, she was going to sell me to the Indians. As in, Nikki, like, if you lick your brother's foot one more time, I'm going to sell you to the Indians. Which implies that Native Americans are staking out Pennsylvania suburbs, presumably in the tomato gardens. And, like, how did they know I was going to fuck up? Was there, like, a spirit elf and, like, a bat at the window? The selling time is nigh. Sharpen your wood spears. And why did they want me? Was the implication that naughty white girls just taste better? Or were they going to lower me into some kind of white child dog-fighting pit where I'd have to, like, duke it out with a kid down the street? I kind of wish that had been true because I would have kicked ass. I was kind of an angry child. I don't know if you can tell by how short my shorts are. But my first day of preschool, my mom came to pick me up, and she asked the teacher, she was like, how did she, oh, thank you, yeah, good? I'm not like...
Oh, I would totally wear that if I could.
Oh.
If I wasn't so old.
Thank you. My first day of preschool, my mom came to pick me up, and she said to the teacher, oh, how did she do, you know? And the teacher said, oh, you know, she kind of reminded me of the girl from The Exorcist. Because apparently I sat in the corner and I just stared at everybody. And then when the teacher was like, oh, we're gonna play games and eat candy, I said, don't pull that crap with me. And then my head spun around and I like puked blood and I masturbated with the crucifix. But I didn't think about it too much until I was in high school and I was dating the president of the Bible Club and he was breaking up with me, number one, because he thought I was showing early signs of schizophrenia. Guess who's schizophrenic now? It's fucking that guy. And number two, because he said my body was making him think unchristian thoughts. As if my heathen breasts were just going to wrap around and pull him under. Which was ridiculous, but I started reevaluating my life in terms of like, what if I am the Antichrist and I just missed it somewhere? Because I'm sure if they did those witch mark body searches they used to do in the nude, they'd probably find a few things. For example, my nipples, literally twin ram's heads. Just with like fire in the eyes and horns. And sometimes when I stare at myself naked in a bathroom mirror, I think I see a shadow disappearing behind a boob fold. As if the demon had come home from like a long day of rubbing itself in virgin's blood to rest in the cavernous hellhole that is my heart. And my vagina spits fire and can be used as a cauldron in cases of emergency. So beware, impressionable young men, my heathen devil woman's flesh. You guys, I'm not jealous that I don't have a penis, but I am a little bit jealous of the relationships that guys tend to have with their members. I feel like you stroke it, I've heard a lot of you name it, probably talk to it when you're lonely. That's a pet. That's a best friend for life. My vagina is like the roommate I'm afraid to talk to. It's like sometimes I come home and it's totally cool, and I'm like, check out this guy or these new toys I got, and she's like, okay. And we have a good vagina roommate time. And then sometimes I come home and there's blood all over the floor. And she's like, shove cotton in me. And I'm like, what? And she's like, stop the bleeding. And I'm like, I've got to stop a room with coke addicts. Because I feel like there's a lot of differences between guys and gals, am I right, Mari? But I think the main difference is that a man has never pulled down his pants, found blood in his underwear, and thought to himself, oh, thank God.